just admit it. I kept it open for everybody. So you're fine. I'm usually attempting to be flexible for you guys if I can. Because life happens, right? Life happens, things come up. We all have like a billion things going on. Since we're accredited, we get to, you guys qualify for that advanced standing master's degree. Yeah, it's you get a master's degree in 11 months because you stayed accredited this year. You cut out half of graduate school. It's like 34 hours of grad school. I had to do 60 3 years. Yeah. And it raises your pay, like double that. Clinical, pet license. You have within 5 years. You can do it within 5. Oh, 5 years. So you can say I recommend doing it because I would be the person who drops out of school. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this feels nice to just work. That's what I was saying. So I never stopped. I took forever. I was working full time. So that goes into the self-care. You guys have had me before. I always do a self-care PowerPoint because this is the time of the semester things like really can start to suck. So you may or may not remember this when I did this. What's that? Right. Because I just want to take a step back and remind you all of the self-care you have to do. Eat well, drink well. That water crisis is scaring me though. Those trains that crashed and turned into. You all heard about any of that?
Water crisis? It was like an explosion. Oh, it was a train. I did some pictures of trains. I just not stuff that I can check.
It could affect our drinking water. Yes. We already don't have food around here with clean water.
You got well water. You got lake water.
That's true. You would be above it. What part of Michigan are you from? Because I wonder. Because they lit it on fire and they said it's like a cloud went above the Ohio River. So I have a deeper story on that if you want to hear about it. So in March of last year, somebody stole a whole box of train derailment items. And that's so. They still haven't found them, but we've had lots of train derailments since then. There's another one of these in Texas that just happened. So it's happening all over. It's like a slow takeover of. Well, and so they're saying if you live in the Ohio River Valley to start taking like anti-cancer stuff, like anti-cancer stuff like chaga mushroom pills. Well, I mean, it's a weird.
It is scary though.
It is very scary. It is very scary. In fact, all right, let me see if I can swap screens like this. I'll show you it.
They said it wasn't enough.
Okay, so this is the guy that I was following. I can do this. I'm going to forward this. So and this will link back into how you do your self-care. Obviously, what you do, choose to do is your own business. I would recommend self-care because how many of us have multiple stressors in our life? We still have to show up. How many of us are willing to talk about it? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Before last semester, I was on long story short,
You gotta stay up. Okay.
I had 5 classes for right now, 1 in March.
Which one starts in March? Is it social work? We only have one social work. Oh, so it might be child welfare too. That's the only social work class we have.
Oh, no.
Okay. And how are you feeling on? I don't think we have midterms till like March. And here we're only going to have, if you've done your genogram, that's half of it, and we're going to have the eco lab, the other half. So yeah, are you a freshman? Okay, and social work, right? Okay. Yeah, and we're trying to do a sleep study because we have all the kids keeping us up at all hours of the night. And like, that isn't good self-care. I try to eat as healthy as I can when you're rushed. What'd you say? What'd you say? Oh, lock them in the room backwards. Yeah, I think that's messed up. I really do. I know, well, that's what she does.
And watch them let them tire themselves out.
It almost feels like child abuse.
I mean, once they start banging on the door or something, they just open. But if they chilling, playing and stuff.
That would be nice, right?
Knocked out. Then next minute you look up at that camera, they knocked out.
Right. Yes, Maya here. All right, here's the first aid for Ohio. And if you guys, are you all from surrounding states of Ohio, Michigan? They think this is going to affect all of our drinking water. So I've been going through the Brita. I do drink tap water, but I know.
We ain't gonna hang with them.
So he's saying maybe not, but he's saying toxic exposures is a different level of thinking. So the train leaked out what's called vinyl chloride. It's made. They use it in paints to like paint stuff. It's not good. You don't drink paint. So it's like, it is. So he's saying above all, vinyl chloride will attack your liver. I think I'm correct. You have one. You've got 2 kids. I think your liver. Yeah, and that gets all of your toxins out of the body. So if you're drinking vinyl chloride, your liver has to deal with it. So first off, don't expose yourself. We might not be able to avoid exposure. It's kind of like COVID, where it's like they lit it on fire, went up in the air, it rained into the Ohio River. It's not drinking water. It could be in the fall. Anyway, he's saying if we drank it straight, it's fatal. Breathing in it sufficiently large volume, however, produces the most damage. Long term on the liver, if you survive breathing it, you're still in the zone. And then, what's that?
If you survive breathing it, oh my God.
Right. So luckily none of us are near, but it's only 250 miles away. That's not that far. Like, it is a few hours by car.
No, that's I could go there.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But it says, so the key he's recommending, it's interesting, is he said this for coronavirus. Chaga mushroom candles. I take it in pill form. You can buy it at Walmart. It's chaga mushrooms. You can also buy the mushrooms and make a tea. I don't know why that's scary. Because it looks like brown mushrooms and you put it in your coffee or tea. I just buy the chaga mushroom pills. I can show you on Walmart here. It's not that expensive. He does it as a tea. It's a liver protective. It's established over a number of studies last 100 years. The chaga prevents, reduces, and eliminates liver cancers in a general sense. Also has good results against the specific rare liver cancer that's associated with chronic. So, oh, he even gives a link. I wonder if it's, no, he's just, so this is what chaga is. No, and it's in the gastroenterology journal. And so when I read this morning, I just read this. They're like $4. There you go.
I didn't ask you.
No, they're just a pill. So it's like taking a vitamin. What did you say? I would say, yeah. Well, and here's the research study. So if we run a chaga mushroom induces GO1, GO0 arrest hepatosis, I'm not that smart, but assuming this is a peer-reviewed journal, in human hepatoma cells. So to investigate, you can look up this article and read it, but they've done research on mushrooms. So chaga, anti-cancer, and it's also antiviral. So what happens if you drink chaga every day? It has rich natural minerals like potassium, magnesium, naturally extracted from the body via the kidneys and liver. If you drank too much of it, it could be bad. So yeah, obviously, do your own research. Tell me if you feel okay drinking our tap water. Most people don't, right? At least through. Have you seen the Britas before? I just use a Brita filter. Probably best to buy bottled water. Then where's the bottled water? That's the other thing.
Oh, God.
Some people say they just use tap water, run it through reverse osmosis. Yeah, so boiling might get that out. I don't know. So anyway, just be aware of that. So first self-care thing to lead off. Second self-care. What's that? Oh, we use water for everything. These are all the questions that I have.
Now I'm about to be staring at the water like.
Well, yeah, your skin is your first defense against allergens and toxins. You got bad beat up skin or you're cut, it can drive you. So it's the same deal. That's why I use these hippie soaps that give you good skin and like strong skin. With my wife makes some soaps like. Now to self-care. This may look familiar to you guys. We start with a quiz about how, especially in social work, we lose the side of ourselves. Like if you're serving people all the time, worried about everybody else, all your friends, all your family, everybody else. It's easy to forget about us. And the important thing is if we want to give back to our friends, to our family, we have to take care of us. So I always say, if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of others. And that's for social work, it goes for counseling, it goes for any psychology major that leads into social work. So we cover burnout, stressors, and self-care. Kind of showing you some ideas of what we do with self-care. One of the things in social work is called secondary traumatic stress and compassion fatigue. So that is if you're always like working. Where do you guys want to work in social work? Maybe I've asked you this already, but what do you want to do as a social worker?
I'm not sure. I just got here. Like last semester, I was
That's
like,
fine.
I don't think it's psychology.
Okay.
I think I want to be a life coach. Yeah, like I've learned about this stuff.
Like trauma stuff. Like,
I want hbse, CPS, or
we just started a new program for that. Did we tell you about that?
what is it?
If you do Child Welfare 1, Child Welfare 2, and do your internship at CPS, they will hire you when you graduate with a $5,000 sign-on bonus at CPS. It's brand new. All the cities of Ohio. It covers every city of Ohio. So if you're in Detroit, you still could do like Toledo. And then you commit 1 year. So with the $5,000 sign-on bonus, if you don't like it after a year, you can keep the salary, which is probably 50,000 plus the 5,000.
So how can I look into it?
You do your field in it. Make sure to take Child Welfare 1, Child Welfare 2, these classes. We just added 2, and it starts second semester. It's brand new. You can add it now in March, but it's the bottom of the social work right there. That's 1. 2 has never been taught before, and it's brand new in March. You're going to teach it every year after. When you do your internship at Child Protective Services. What grade are you? Freshman. Okay. So yeah, that would be how you do it, and you do your internship like the last year of school. If you're planning, are you planning on going all the way through social work?
I want to be on master's.
Yes. Accredited until 29, so you get to cut out half of graduate school. by finishing here, it's like your senior year is your first year of graduate school. That's what it looks like. So, as a grad student, I had to take this, and this. Really, even this class, I took human behavior because I was a psych major growing up. And they told me how much better social work majors had it. So I had a bad advice. Anyway, I wish somebody had directed me this way at your age. Yeah.
So, it's like, there's work in a hospital, which one is
Veterans Association.
VA
VA hospital.
That's the worst one.
It could be a hard one, but it's government pay. You can retire in 20 years. So if you like, they do, yeah. Like our dudes get shot up, they lose friends, they have to die and come back without legs. So yeah, they do.
So what are the other choices?
I'll tell you this: I supervise for hospice right now, and we're starting a brand new MSW LSW at $60,000. Death and dying. Nikita said her last job now they pay $7,000.
Like, I mean, I would be there for you, but I don't want to watch you die.
They try. It is
I
terrible.
think I can do. I mean, you can build our relationship. Like if they
Right.
life support, we can
But
be cool.
still, I'm still
Like I pray you on to heaven.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes you're praying with them, and that's okay. Yeah.
Does it get
I'm a
scary?
Christian.
Like sometimes I say when you have like the Bible stand, I love it.
A little bit, but usually they die and we're done. The nurses take over. Like we're hands off. Social workers just write a note. I just sit there and I write every hour how many breaths we take. That's it.
Where does it go?
Hospice.
So like you write it on Twitter.
The cross hospice is the agency that keeps. They probably bill Medicare and Medicaid, but they bill the government agencies for that. That's why they pay so much.
Diamond said she worked in a psych ward. She's known for that.
Yes, Miss.
How much did you get paid for that?
I don't know, but she said she got spit on before.
Oh yeah, dude, they do crazy stuff.
Like you got me. I mean, I understand that you're a little.
Try to not react
after
you get spit
you're not
on.
supposed to be spitting on people, bro. Like, that's not right. I don't care.
Well, have you watched Silence of the Lambs?
No.
That's like.
But I feel like they probably do pay you a lot though.
I wonder.
They
Ask her. She might tell you. You know.
I
I'm
would never
curious.
think about it at all.
They did the psych ward pay. Usually they start at 45 to 55,000 a year. If you get your independent license, it'll be more than 55. So you bring up a good point too. When the clients do nasty shit, again, coming back to self-care, like how do we prepare ourselves? Seriously.
I'm gonna be so hurt, like.
You want to hit them. You want to beat their ass.
And you're gonna be sitting there like.
Right, and if you hit them, then you're going legal charges. Yes. Yes.
Like, I can't.
You probably would.
Like,
What did she say she did when she got spit on?
I don't think she didn't tell me what she did.
I'm curious.
But
That's the trigger though. That's the trigger me just hearing about it.
Right. Well, and that was the point of it. So he's trying to trigger you by spitting on you because he knows it gets a reaction. So sometimes you can see it coming, so you can prepare yourself to get the hell out of there. Like, all right, see ya. Like, you tell her already triggered, and you're like, "You okay? I'll come back when you're ready." God bless.
The real question is, like, do you ever get to like calm down, like calmer than what they are?
Ideally, if you're like seeing them in therapy and they're workable and therapy is helpful, yes. If it's a severe mental illness, which some of you present on, it's possible only medication would do that, or a combination of you as a social worker. Yeah.
Especially the ones that don't want to take their medicine.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, are there some jobs? Well, yeah, case management would be dealing with everyday hunger and homelessness and doctors.
Is everything traumatizing? I don't think I got the.
If you look at what social workers mostly do, like the mission of social work, like bring back a balance of power, bring balance out everybody's basic needs and get them taken care of. I'd say most normal people need therapy too. Like most of us at some point. It's stigmatized by some like families and generations. Like, no, God will take care of it. Don't go to a counselor.
Oh yeah.
But you all know we can go right across the street here and there's free counseling.
They just told us that the health center was closed.
Are you serious?
Call 911.
Yes.
Do not call
So
the health
further
center.
notice.
Why? What
Oh
happened?
my
That's
God.
really crazy.
When did that happen?
They just sent us that email today.
What? Wait, tell me more. Is this this is the counseling that we had?
It is.
Oh. Yeah. They wanted to call 911.
Wait, so is this Dr. Sonia Hunt?
I'm not about to say her
Holy shit. Wait, so you sent out that email? Did they finally like have a burnout experience?
I don't know. I have a class from this. Yeah.
Dr. Hunt? But imagine he's the only counselor they have to do.
I'm trying to make that's crazy.
I just got a question that's kind of unique. It says, are you required to practice English? If so, who requires this? Don't you think in America we have to practice in English? Like not to be like salty at other languages. I understand. Usually, right. So usually when I work with folks that speak any other language, I go.
Oh, I was thinking that too. We gotta learn other languages. A lot of people
might help you. It's Spanish.
like
Yeah.
required. That's expensive here to do all those simple stuff. So I don't think I'm hola. You know, I would say I still know the little thing.
She asked a good question. Are you required to practice in English? If so, who requires this? I think we go Medicare and Medicaid that does have to be. I hope that answers your question. I guess that's an incomplete sentence. I did that in. I did it in California, but you can also do it in Guatemala, Salvador. I did teach English to a South Korean. I feel like it is.
They letters.
But you figure it out. I mean, I figured it out. Use a lot of pictures. There's books that help you, and there's stuff that you can use.
When I was teaching English to nobody was trying to
Yes, Michael would be like the one I see a client practice. Monday I have clients 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also on Wednesday I see a client at 9. Macro is like the big business government advocacy. What'd you say? I would say you can. You can. So I feel like it is very good pace. When I started, it was 35. I was happy in 2006. 35,000. So what does big money mean, though? Is I can tell you what it would look like to get there. Seriously.
So like, like, where do you like? It depends like what field.
So bachelor's and license of social work, I do think now it's probably 40,000, 45,000. Independent license. Yeah, keep in mind the average household income is 52, and that's
By the time we start going, how it's gonna be high.
inflation.
Yes,
Right.
everything gonna be high.
I would say you would be okay if you show up and do your job. You know, just fine. Because there's a need, a huge need. It shows that you know how to manage your resources. Ideally, if you're showing other people how to manage their resources, food, and cars. So, like, hopefully, my our parents is teach us how to like be self-supporting. You have to teach yourself. Well, it's hard to learn. I would say
I need a class.
sometimes I think we all do. You know, have you guys watched the Dave Ramsey thing on Student Debt? You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You have to.
In June. In June.
I ain't trying to be.
I think it's called Nohella. Nohella? You looked up Nohella yet? They hold all of our student loans.
They don't give us. How you make up one?
Not till June.
Oh, for that.
It's still COVID.
So they never get.
So I am going to do this. I qualify for 2026.
True.
But I paid 10% of my income is my payment now.
Pay that.
Why didn't I pay it?
I did.
Because it will be forgiven. Crap. Oh, right. Oh, so does that look like a lot of student loans? What'd you say? Right here? Got a bachelor's of psych, bachelor's of theology, master of social work, MA in theology and pastoral counseling, and a doctorate. $250,000.
Yeah.
Here's what you guys can take out 60 right now. Undergraduate. It's grad school. In grad school, they give you get 21,000. Every year in grad school, they give you 21,000. You don't have to take it all. My dumbass took it all, but
I mean, but wait, did you take
I learned how to manage money during my graduate years. So there's years I was bad, years I was electric cars, I could drive some food, my own food, even use the still for heating. So there's different ways to manage. And that's part of self-care too. So we're going to jump back to this. Because if you're burning out, this is what we'll experience. Is that you guys? If you want it, or if this helps, tell me. Like if you're doing too much and not taking care of yourself and you're stressed, or school is stressful. Like you might experience it that school is stressful right now. Like it's hard to sleep sometimes. Perfect. Avoidance, the word frustration, tolerance, sometimes depression, diligence, loss of hope. If you don't do self-care, you can then at least burnout. This is burnout. Secondary traumatic stress. It occurs when people with trauma. Burnout refers to exhaustion from emotionally demanding. So guys have this ever? Boredom or errors and accidents or impatience and irritability or completion, tiredness, impatience. It can be less of a burnout. Like if your job's no longer exciting and you're like, okay, or so I avoided burnout by like giving them 2 weeks notice, giving them enough, going to another place, finding excitement in it. I was at Claremont Recovery Center first. I worked with autistic kids, and even before that, taught ESL in California, so in South Korea. Worked with autism, and I worked at Claremont Recovery Center. I mentor usually every 3 or 4 years. Because you do get bored after a minute. You feel like you've reached your top at that job. And I got another master's degree. How to start it. Sometimes meditation, prayer and meditation. That really tested your patience. You wanted to beat their ass.
Yeah, I would say
So
Just normal kids. Just normal kids that people say their parents gave them too many of the vaccines at once and it caused autism. Like if you get all 9 of your shots as a 6-month-old, or you can spread it out over 6 months, which is what we choose. I feel like you get all of your shots and vaccines, your brain's going right. So we choose to spread our kids' vaccines over as far as we can. The nurses hate it. They're going to get it too, but we just do it one at a time. Sometimes 2 at a time, but never 5, 9 at a time. So the autism rate is 1 out of every 50, like 1 out of every 35. It's very high. Which is
it's like they not doing it on purpose. My sophomore year,
they're bad.
It's like they not doing it on purpose.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. My
It's
sophomore
like,
year,
forgive them for what they do. You've worked.
And oh my God, I was so stressed, and I only had one child.
It
It was so bad.
How old was
I'm
that?
like, oh my God, they was kindergartners and first grade. They was so bad.
Did they do the hands?
Yes,
Or
and
did they
he
do the,
kept running around. He didn't want to do nothing. He wanted to run away or that. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to
you only eat certain things?
eat nothing. He didn't want to decorate no food.
Skinny? Was he small and skinny too?
Yes.
Like,
He
okay.
didn't want to do nothing. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
It could have been sensory stuff with food, or does anybody have autistic families? Yep.
My nephew, he's autistic. He just fights.
Does he really? Is it like he's small, so it doesn't.
Yeah, like he don't feel like he can say like sit on the couch. He like get up there like on the armrest and like jump on you. We're like,
He's having fun.
I was gonna say, right.
When I worked there, one of
Oh my
them
God,
threw
that's gonna be fun
a
though.
rock this
I'm
big
gonna
at
do
me.
it.
Like, I think it hit my ankle and I made a workman's comp. Like, so I did. I only lasted 9 or 10 months at that place. It was tough. And then they paid $24,000 a year, and I was told if I get a license, you'll be paid $35,000 a year. So I went from $24,000 to $35,000 at Claremont Recovery Center with a license in social work. And then when I got the independent living therapy, I still had a 4-bedroom house. I bought that for $100,000. Oh, actually, this is the bad part. So now, I need $20,000 down. You get 21,000 years, and the key is to get a scholarship to college and then take out. Because it is, you buy anything that you use for graduate school, cars to drive, your house to pay the I tried to be financially. What's that? Yeah, I tried to be responsible with my students. Probably the worst I did is like, before school went to a conference in Italy. Before school went to a conference in India.
No.
It was. It's expensive. It's expensive as hell, but it was some self care. Went to Italy, Rome, saw the Vatican.
How was it like being kind of like blood?
I did. I did. Um, you learn how to speak with people. Hello. You learn how to communicate with just, you know, I'm hungry. You know, you just
I would learn sign language.
that could help. That would have helped me a ton. I would just be
Classes?
like, signs. I don't know. I bet you do on our consortium.
What you doing?
Whichever one like lets you take classes elsewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know which ones we're hooked up with. Maybe the first or something. Yes. Well, I wish they would give. My wife can take classes here, but they don't offer nutrition, which is what she wants to do.
You sure?
I think they did just start it. So when we started, there was no nutrition training. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. I should tell. She really just wants to finish first. She was 97 hours complete. She went to 20. We're old. We're done. Old. She would get mad if I said that. Zola Howard, do you take all your loans or only take what you need? You're supposed to only take what you need. I unfortunately took every single loan ever offered to me. I'm not going to say that's the right thing. You try not to like blow it on casino goers and gambling and beer parties. Go do conferences and movies. I'm paying. Just keep working in social work, and that way you qualify for student loan. And you pay 10% of your salary for 10 years. That's what it is. So say if you do make 25,000 a year, you're paying 500 a year. So that would be what, like 400 a month.
I forgot we had class.
I almost forgot too. You know that?
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, it happens. It happens.
I just ran over here.
Well, very good of you as we're doing self-care as the topic.
Okay.
How do we do self-care? What do we do? Well, we're almost done with the list of like what burnout looks like. So burnout symptoms at your job, and then poor self-care. This is what poor self-care looks like. If you guys have any toxic friends, if you have toxic colleague support, if you have very little fun, no playfulness at work, fuzzy, inarticulate understanding of one's own needs. That usually means like you go to a job and they keep changing what you have to do. They're like, do this now tomorrow, do that now tomorrow. And usually in social work, we get hired, they give us a contract. Here is what you do. Here's how much we pay you. And you follow the contract. It could change a little day by day. Yes.
So being here, I don't know if you're one of those people, but some people here, they're like a professor, an advisor, a blank.
We
You
all have
feel
to
that here?
advise. Well, there's a way to burn yourself out with the job here.
But I'm
So
saying, like, could you tell them, like, I just have to do that, I just have to be a professional, or I just have to do
it's scary when you start a new job because you don't want to say no. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to keep your damn job. And that's the same in social work, that's the same in teaching. So it does help before you're hired to get some shit in writing what you're going to do. They did say we have to advise. I knew that. We have to teach 4 and 4.
You advise
In social work, we advise juniors or seniors. That's it. All the sophomores get those other ones. You know what I'm talking about?
So do y'all get paid more since y'all advisors too?
No.
That's part of the job. That's part of your contract right up front.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
it is. One of them each day aware, and I just be like, wow.
That's why, if you notice, every class I pull y'all up. This thing, this is it. This is it. I try to do it every damn class I'm in. So I'll take my class time to do it, and you guys follow this. with your 9 classes in social work and field, you got a social work degree. Only 9 classes.
Wait, he said it again?
You take all these classes on this sheet,
Mhm.
9 classes in social work with field and practice, you get a social work degree. That's as simple as it is. So I try to dumb it down. So it's like, that's all I have to do. Yeah, just get yourself a copy of this right when you took it. Fall of 2010, fall of 15, crap like that. Did you get a B in it? You need all D's on this side, all C's on that side. You have a social work degree. Actually, you need a 2.0. So I guess it would be like all D's and all B's.
So like, after I take this class, which is human behavior, I gotta take the second one? Is that like required?
That is one of our required.
Oh my God, so I gotta take it like the second one. Oh my God.
Is this class that bad?
Oh, you teaching it? I'll bet.
It depends.
If it's another professor, then I'm not taking it.
Really? Are we that bad in social work? It's like,
No, I really do like social work. I don't want to take no classes that's not within my major. I want to take a specific type of social work. Like I want to be learning about like the system right now and like
the one that you were told to do, the job that you.
Yeah, it's like my job description. I feel like that's what
job.
college needs to be about. Like I need to be building towards my career. I should not be taking environmental science right now. Like I don't want to take no class that ain't got nothing to do with my major.
You raised some good points.
Now, I feel like I'm in high school. Like in high school, I'm forced to take them courses. In college, I should not be forced to take no type of courses.
Why would I take environmental science?
So I totally hear you. And
this is science class or something.
So this is funny though. Think about this. I'm going to challenge it only with this because I opened up this email for everybody today.
I need to take environmental science.
That's what I'm taking right now. I don't want to take it no junior.
So here's my only challenge for that. You heard about the train derailment?
No.
Up in Ohio, where like toxic chemicals leaked all into our water.
Oh yeah, I saw it on social media.
And it's vinyl chloride. It could get into our drinking water.
Yeah, they talking about like don't let the rain touch you and stuff like that.
Oh crap!
That's from the sky. I think that water cool.
Well, so they did light it on fire and it went up into the clouds.
They talking about the rain.
Yeah. From the water.
Oh my God.
So you raise a point, and I'm going to say, this is my challenge to that. As social workers, we do deal with mental health and struggles and all that. Right now, that is a current, what was it called? East Palestine?
Yeah. How close is that to us?
It is way too close for my safekeeping. Did you guys see it? And then some genius said, light it on fire, that'll get rid of it. Who was the idiot who said, light this crap on fire? So this is environmental science, and I agree with you. We shouldn't have to take it, but now all of a sudden, here's something that affects all of our mental health, and why? So we at least have a generic understanding of.
HQ trivia was everywhere.
It blew up.
And it crashed.
There was jealousy.
You had HQ imitate it leads to K.
What is HQ?
Can I skip it? We're strongly recommending those who have not yet had their water source checked
He's low. I
to
really hate that.
use
The governor again.
Yes.
I know.
is being made available.
Look, there it is.
After a toxic train derailment that led to the evacuation of much of this small Ohio town, state health officials are urging some East Palestine residents to drink
200
bottled
miles,
water
close
until
enough.
water tests are complete.
This is going to be particularly important if you are pregnant, if you are breastfeeding, or if you are preparing formula for an infant.
Officials say the toxic spill was largely contained the day after the derailment, and that tests have shown the air quality is safe.
Yeah, but they said that after 9/11.
4 nearby waterways.
So they
and
said,
7.5
remember when, well, you guys were too young. 9/11 happened, they said that the air's safe and all these firefighters and policemen died of lung cancer. So just keep that in mind.
miles.
That's our
including-
government. Yes, they'll say, oh, it's okay. As they don't
Yeah,
want to
I don't
panic.
believe them no matter.
They don't want to panic. When COVID started, the same dude's like, y'all don't need to wear a mask. And a week later, he's like, y'all need to wear a
And
mask.
everything shut down.
Yeah, so
Leslie Run,
I don't
a creek which runs through East Palestine and neighboring Negley, right through the back of Kathy Reese's property.
The back of your property back here, they found
Yeah, they still get fish.
Reese says she has been drinking bottled water instead of well water ever since she started spotting dead fish in the creek following the derailment. She says she's still waiting for the state to come and test her well water.
Air-wise, I feel okay. Water-wise, no. No. There's just too many chemicals and stuff that were spilled that they still don't want to identify completely.
An Ohio Department of Natural Resources official estimates some 3,500 fish in the state have died following the train derailment. These people saw the flames from their homes and worried their neighborhood still may not be safe.
Can you
What
do
about
that?
testing water
Standing
or
on
ground?
that air.
Nothing yet.
I would get the hell out of that city. I'd be
Man,
moving
quick with a
today.
mask on, everything, 'cause that air gonna get.
Vegetables or tomatoes or anything this year. We don't know.
I don't think they're gonna do enough.
And some
They're all
residents
gonna
say
have
they're
cancer.
frustrated by what they describe as a
Gonna get
lack of
strong pop out of nowhere.
communication with the
That's
fish
sad.
on the ground.
We pass all of the creeks and there's crew after crew with white hoses and black hoses all through the creeks. They're not telling us why, and this is daily. I'm driving my children to school past all of this, and they're asking me questions that I don't have answers to.
Some of their questions unanswered. We found getting information just as challenging.
Somebody got
Can you
attacked.
tell me, are they
Reporter got
pumping water
attacked.
out or are you pumping water back in?
Talk to the guys at the top of the hill, sir. We're just grunts.
We're just trying to get a sense of what those pumps are. Can someone just,
Norfolk Southern can tell you everything. That's the hotline. They can tell you everything.
you realize people are calling this number and no one is getting back to them.
Of course
We're just told to direct people that number.
The governor, asked by reporters Tuesday,
He's an
if
idiot.
Oh, I
he
hate
would
that
feel
guy.
comfortable living in East Palestine.
I think that I would be drinking the bottled water
I can't believe he won, yeah.
and
I
I
know.
would be continuing
All
to
these elections.
Imbecile, like.
Man.
find out what the tests were showing as far as the
He don't care
air.
about us at all.
I would be alert and concerned, but I think I would probably be back at my house.
But residents like Kathy Reese say they are left with few choices.
Just pray and keep drinking bottled water until we know for sure what's going on.
No, so you can stay in the house.
Yeah, I would definitely
I would not
be.
trust that
Welcome
air.
to
after
Who's
that.
Talking.
Down south.
We have
I don't say
things
yeah. I wouldn't trust that air after that. Like they all just out there recording. Like no, don't record me. I'm staying in this house till I feel like the air is safe.
Yeah, so I don't feel comfortable drinking our tap water. I know. I'm with you that I would be annoyed that a science class was part of it, but at least knowing a little bit about it.
I just think even if I had a better professor, I still wouldn't want to take the class.
Who is?
I think it's like Butino.
Does he have an accent?
Yeah. And
Is
I've
he the
talked
one
to
with the hair that's like that?
no, I've talked to other professors about him. They don't even like him either.
Okay, because I heard the one with the hair that's like that. He's actually kind of cool.
No, he sucks.
I
Like
think
he
they're
needs
from-
to be fired. I'm not gonna lie.
Sri Lanka.
You should take not environmental.
Water
forensic-
resource management.
Forensics,
Forensic science by the King.
I would take that. I would take
He's
that.
really nice. He's like I want to say
Anything that got to do with like criminal justice.
bald, short guy.
She said they're 4 hours away, like toward Cleveland, Pennsylvania.
It's 2 hours from Cleveland.
Is
Yeah,
it?
2 hours
That's
from
where.
Cleveland.
Okay.
That's too close.
So anyway, this guy is saying take chaga mushroom pills. Long story short, for self-care, we went through things that you can do, and then we talk about right finance. So this was a big one as I was taking out student loans when we wrote this PowerPoint. We were like, knowing how to do your finance, that $4 Starbucks sounds good right now because you have the student loan
I wish
money.
we had a Starbucks club.
Apparently we had one on campus for like a year.
I'm heard they should have kept it. I love Starbucks. Or they can at least have a Dunkin' Donuts or something.
But they-
I like Dunkin' Donuts. They're trying to
Right.
make me too sweet.
So do they have one in
Nah, you
Xenia
gotta-
or
I
what?
don't know. You gotta get the right people. I don't know.
Starbucks is on third one.
Okay.
Like that's so disrespectful. I love Starbucks.
So when I went to law school, which I dropped out of, I did 2 years of law school.
Wow. Isn't that an 8? You did everything.
You gotta try it on.
That's why I tried it. They showed that $4 coffee with interest would end up costing me after I paid off my student loans like $13, $19 in the end. So that's why I didn't. I would make my own
You
coffee.
did every day. How about every other day?
Yeah.
She said
Right.
every other day.
Right. Right. So again, if that is your self-care and that's what you save up for, some people say like, Am I doing it to like feed an addiction, or am I going with a friend to like make an acquaintance, talk about things? And, like, right. So anyway, finance is important to keep track of them. Mismanagement can quickly lead to unnecessary stress. There are many sources of information like at our libraries. So here is what we do today. This is called emptying the cup. Imagine yourself as a cup. You spend your workday hearing stories of others, being with them in their pain and joy. You also have your own stories, your own pain and joy. So we have all our own shit going on. Eventually, your cup becomes full. Some days it's overflowing. You feel you can't hear one more story of pain. You might snap at a loved one. That's who we see every day. So like your mom calls you like, how'd that test go? Shut up, Mom. I don't want to talk about it. You know, it's just like, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, but that's who we talk to the most. That's why we snap at a loved one. You might feel like sleeping all day. Self-care is what you do to empty that cup. It is critical that you empty your cup every day so you can re-engage in your life. And in an effective, healthy way. So here's some things on a list you can empty your cup doing. Self-care. Take a long walk, meditate, pray, talk with a friend, listen to music, take a bath. Draw, journal, cook, read, smell flowers, jog. I randomly picked that one up, and I was super stressed in the end of my school, and I wanted to drop out. I wanted to quit, so I started running. Started walking, then like I wanted to do running. I ran a whole marathon. I felt like, I felt like Forrest Gump. What's that? Yoga's good. Oh, right, because it comes from the Hindu religion. I've heard that. There is some Christian yoga. If that's. Which spot did you learn it from? Was it at home or here, church, or?
My family member.
Okay.
Very.
It's crazy.
Right.
I have thought yoga was the same though.
I have family members that will yell at us for doing it. I'm like, all right, cool, then I'm stretching. Here we go. And I pray to Jesus while I do it. So is that cool? Like, is that good enough for you? Like, I do believe in Jesus. And they're like, okay, fine.
I don't know. Yoga was never my interest in it though.
What'd you say?
I don't like yoga. The way they be looking when they doing it, it looks like they be pulling everything in their body.
Right. Yeah. It is a deep stretch, and ouch, this is DuPont all over again. Yeah, we've got a lot of bad water. So if you guys are able to drink bottled water,
But
filter your water. What'd you say?
I said drink it. The bottled water.
Drink bottled water, and I filter mine. It still is starting to scare me. Like I feel like
The real
I
question
smell.
Where's our bottled water from though?
I don't even know.
That's necessary.
I don't even know. So, and I'm getting a little like scared that like the chemicals have made it down this way now with like a rainstorm or.
Yeah, it was just raining earlier.
Well, they lit on fire. It went up in the clouds. It rained it into the Ohio River, and then it goes right to Cincinnati. What'd you say?
I said, how far was that?
I don't know what. Wait, it's gonna be here.
I'm sorry, y'all.
And they said our water has it in it, right? Like the Cincinnati, Ohio River. So I don't know if they said they're measuring at 4 parts per billion. It's only toxic at 250 parts per billion. But what about the long-term effects? You know what I mean? Is maybe you don't notice something right when you drink it and you fall over like a dead fish. But
Get a little dizzy.
yeah, well, long-term effects, cancer on your liver.
Seizures.
Yeah, right. So I'm filtering my water.
So the real question is, if we turn the shower on and our skin start burning, then what?
My water already harsh enough.
Go get some bottled water and wash all that shit off.
We're gonna take a bear bath with bottles of water.
Damn.
People in Flint had to do that. Did you know that? In Flint, Michigan, it was bathing
Oh, I did
in
see that.
bottled
Their
water.
water was like real brown.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
it was all lead.
I'd
It
be
caused
ready. I'd be up out of there because I can't do this stuff.
social work implications were, so environmental science, as annoying as that was, Flint, Michigan happened, and the kids became like low IQ because of the bad water. Like developmental disabilities.
It's
Like
scary. Like the one thing that we need
Just
is getting messed up.
really good for your brain.
there is research, just look it up. Look at the research studies, look at Flint, Michigan, and the after toll effects of drinking lead in water. That was lead.
So you're telling me the one thing we need the most is about to start harming us, basically.
Water is the essence of life, so that's why it's such a
Yeah,
focus
right.
thing.
So it's about to start harming us, basically. That we gotta start being careful when we drink the water.
It's making me on the way home want to buy like a bunch more bottled water.
Man.
Like a whole car full of it.
I was about to say, yeah, because they probably gonna go crazy, because when COVID came out, they was going crazy buying everything.
Right.
So they might try
Tissue
to
was gone. You got tissue.
Oh, for real, doing
Speaking of
all the
which,
dumb stuff, all the food was still
Do they
there.
let you do this? This is gonna.
Like, you about to be stuck in the house and you only got tissue.
You guys ever do this one? You ever use this one? Like, don't they have it on Fresh? You ever buy stuff on Fresh?
What's fresh?
Amazon Fresh delivers this crap to your door.
Oh, I remember when they started doing food and with like with EBT and stuff.
That sounds like it's
I
supposed to be.
remember, but like I never tried it.
Oh, no, I never did that.
$2.99 how much your food is?
I bet they're expensive because they deliver it to your door. That's why.
I know.
Does that look expensive? Are they all looking?
Yeah.
Look, they're all out of
Look at the
stock.
little ones, $5 for that. Those gonna be gone so quick.
They're all out of stock.
It is all the stuff.
Better go on the store.
Who is buying this?
Well, I'm sure
They
everybody
going
in the
crazy.
damn state of Ohio.
And they live there in Meals.
That is kind of scary though, for real.
I'm gonna say, better get on Instacart.
Oh, they probably have them on like when you call them good every month. Just got water coming to the house.
Right, yeah, because if you can just look up real quick online and you buy it like this, yeah, you can use EBT on Amazon. You can't tip with it though. Is part of
They
the
need to give
problem.
me some EBT.
They do.
Isn't that crazy though? Just all of this.
I question, why those college students just get EBT? Like, why they don't want to give us EBT? Personally,
I heard about that. So what's up?
They keep telling me no.
Oh,
You gotta get it from here.
No.
You gotta get it from when you it's a certain way you gotta do it. My auntie was telling me.
All right, so when you guys do self-care, here is 10 ways, 10 parts of yourself you will do self-care. The emotional self, like processing your emotions, seeking therapy when necessary. You can walk across the street. I know they're closed today, so you got to call 911. Financial self, learning good financial management skills. Like you said, where do we learn that?
So I have a question. As a social work major, do you think how many like people in social work get their own therapist because of the problems that they have to deal with?
I'd put it at half.
Half?
I'd give it half. It depends on the culture you're brought up in. If you had people say, no, God will take care of it, you don't need therapy.
Did you ever need?
I have, yeah, I have. We get free counseling here called an EAP. Most places give you EAP. It's Employee Assistance Program. So at least 6 sessions free. Like when you have a shitty thing happening, if you have a miscarriage, if you have like a baby, new birth in the family, you know, like shit's stressful. So you gotta talk to somebody. Sometimes you talk to friends, all they do is gossip it, or even family, it's gossip, and it's like, no, I'm going to a therapist, sorry. They have to keep it confidential.
Sometimes it might be weird talking to a stranger, but like once you get there, you just let all that stuff off. It's like, dang.
I don't know, cause my sisters are in therapy, but that's cause they lost their dad.
Oh,
But they don't. I don't know. Like my one sister, she just closed off with it and act like she was in her body, and then my other sister, she just be every time around the death, she just be real worthy when she usually. It be
Right.
scary because I be thinking like, please don't do nothing crazy.
right, yeah.
Please talk to your therapist because sometimes
So it's
they,
your younger sisters?
no, they my older sisters.
Okay.
But they don't. I don't think they don't really like talking to people though. That's
Right.
the thing. But it's like.
So they actually
Please
do go
do.
to a therapist, yeah. That's good. I mean, we should be open to it. That's a service we provide, so that's why that's in there.
I don't know. A lot of people be like, therapists don't help with nothing.
Well, so ideally, when you go to them, they should have a treatment plan and you make goals. And if you work on those goals, you keep seeing them. If they're not helpful, go to a different one or don't go to them at all. Yeah. Some people do church, some people do temple, some people do other spiritual things. Yoga, I know I have family members that do say the same thing, so I hear that. So you've got humorous self, the loving self, nutritious self. That's another thing. So drink more water. That's scary to say today. That's usually when I would stress. Eat more vegetables and drink more water. Whatever you do, drink more vegetables, eat more. Did I say that backwards? That's what happens at the end of class. So any questions? You also have recreational self, relaxation self, so maybe even working out. Solitary self, sometimes I'll take a walk alone. Spiritual, religious self, attending personal beliefs, and here's a good meditation that I've found that some folks say as their meditation. It's actually from St. Francis, the prayer of St. Francis. It goes, Lord, make me a channel of thy peace. Where there is hatred, I may bring love. Where there is wrong, I may bring the spirit of forgiveness. Where there is discord, I may bring harmony. Where there is error, I may bring truth. Where there is doubt, I bring faith. Where there is despair, I may bring hope. Where there are shadows, I bring light. Where there is sadness, I bring joy. Lord, grant that I seek to comfort rather than be comforted, to understand than to be understood, to love than to be loved. For it is in forgetting, self-forgetting that one finds, and by forgiving that one is forgiven. It's by dying that awakens us to eternal life. So some people do that as like their beginning meditation and say it slowly and like a mantra. You could look up meditation books on Amazon. You could look up prayer books. But I always say here, like if you took all of these and you miss one of the pegs, if it was a stool holding you up, you take out a peg, you fall over. Or if it's a 3-peg stool, you definitely, I get stressed in school and I quit doing workouts, so physical health or intellectual health. I get stressed out, so I quit doing stuff for school, or I stop going to church, or I don't see the therapist when I need to. So like trying to keep a balance between those 4 areas, and that's going to be the most important and key. And then usually when I gave this as an assignment, which I'm not giving it to you guys as an assignment. So if you want to, you can make a self-care plan. But just like what will you do to take care of yourself, get through this semester, get through this year, get through your social work degree. So using this information and readings, you will develop a personal self-care plan. Use of self-care plan could prevent burnout and compassion fatigue. It can increase your ability to identify signs of stress. Awareness of your stress leads to critical component and effective clinical practice. We had a few like references and readings at the end, and then financial stuff, and then I made this in graduate school, so that was our part of our deal. So any questions? Like, have you guys had anybody go over self-care for you guys or with you guys yet? That's why we're doing it now.
How long have you been working here?
Since 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, was Central better here?
It was a weird year. We had the pandemic happen. I was like,
so you didn't see Central before the pandemic?
I did, but only one semester.
So, like, how do you feel about that semester compared to like?
I think the pandemic screwed all of us up everywhere. Like,
Everything is so different.
it's different. We got these food shortages now. We got the stimmy checks are great, but now we got inflation. You know what I mean? Like, we got all this money. I'm like, woo! And then the next year, prices double on everything. Like, if that was going to happen, don't give me that stimmy check. Like, I'm going to live how I was living.
Yeah.
What else? There's weird crap that's happened. You guys didn't have your last 2 years of school, right?
I didn't get prom.
I got
my See?
Graduation.
I got my
See?
senior year.
It was already that.
What'd you
What
say?
happened?
I got my senior year.
What's the question?
My junior year was.
How did COVID affect you?
I woke up, I was a senior.
Yeah.
Isn't that messed
For real,
up?
I was a sophomore. I was
about
literally
to
a
say,
sophomore, and I woke up.
Junior year was a blur. I swear I ain't learned nothing junior
But I feel like in high school, COVID was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because I got all A's.
I
It
swear
was a
God, that
global
online
trauma.
work was nothing.
I had all A's. The work was so easy. It was just the only thing.
Oh, they didn't grade anything.
And they gave you so many low ways, like,
Yeah.
you can wait. They were like, oh, your Wi-Fi not working, boy, you still
That's
got
so
time to turn it
crazy.
in. Like,
Oh, do they have?
And then it was
Nope.
just junior year. It was just all going back and forth. One day we in school, one day we not. 1 week we in school, 1 week we not in school because
Isn't that weird
of
though?
COVID. And it
my
was
junior year, the last couple of weeks of our other sixth semester, they're gonna say, oh, y'all can come back if y'all want. Like, bro, we about to be done. I'm not coming back in there.
I mean, I'm not glad COVID happened, but I am glad it happened my sophomore year because class of 2019 didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
Like I would have been mad as a senior when COVID hit because what did they get? They didn't get nothing at all.
That little graduation,
They
I
didn't
would have
get
been
a
so
prom.
mad.
They didn't get a prom, a graduation, a senior dinner dance, like all the stuff that my school do for seniors. Like my school do a lot of stuff for seniors, like shout them out. Cause we got like 2 different types of schools, like it's 2 different decas, a deca middle, it's a deca prep. So we do like clap outs for our seniors and stuff like that. Like they didn't do none of that.
Our prom was 3 months away. Everybody was putting on their dresses.
Yeah.
People still have to do their dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad because they had to do
It's
little car
sad.
graduations. I feel
I
so
would have
bad.
cried.
We
Like
had to
I
have
was
graduations with our advisor. So basically, it's like our homeroom.
Mhm.
There's only like 10 or 15 of us in there, and we had to walk across the stage for distance and 15
Oh, wow.
with our mask on.
You know what happened to us? Everybody who came in freshman year did not come back. It's like I look at my class
That's
and
sad.
I be like, who are these names? Why
That
this
is
came
sad.
during COVID? People I came with gone.
Mhm.
If that COVID would never happened, we all graduated together.
You think they out at Walmart?
Probably most likely.
They never
Walmart
deliver
now.
it for free at Walmart. That's the problem.
Yeah, Walmart always tax you for something.
See, it's usually, well, I guess if you pay $10, they'll deliver it. But they don't have like free shipping, I should say, like whenever they do. Walmart will have some, 2-day shipping, but that's expensive. Oh, that's why. Ooh. You think that stuff is even any good, or that's like the fake bottle?
What is that? Why
Oh,
does
those
it
are
look like
good.
that?
I like those. Great value, great.
Yeah, it is great
Great
value. So that
value,
might just be
great
like,
Great.
But why does
Is it
Great
good?
Value look
Yeah,
like
they
that?
taste good.
I like purified water. What's
So
that?
how
Like
many-
spring water?
I'm gonna say, yeah, I like anything purified.
how many
Yeah,
do I have to
purified
order to
water.
get it for free?
Probably like 15.
You need 5 plus 15 too. When it's water on, you need all that.
It's kind of scary that, the water's all sold out. Like, what the? But see how much more they make this one compared to that. Just because it's delivery. So they do account for the delivery. They say, yeah, it's free delivery, of course. Like, are you sure?
It would have been alright. I mean, it's
So-
I'm gonna be back tomorrow.
Any questions about life, anything? We've got DuPont. Oh yeah, Flint's water is still messed up. Oh, it is. I've heard for sure.
Still, they water still messed up?
Yeah, they're still trying to fix it all.
Because
It's kind of sad.
And they don't want to replace.
I don't
They
believe.
need to, that's a life danger. Teachers in danger, IQ low.
You
Mhm.
know, our water system now, well, some parts of Flint, not all of Flint. Because Flint and Detroit got 2 different water systems. Like piping systems. Ours go through the,
Oh, we have University Senate in 15 minutes. You guys don't have to go. We have to go. Cool. Well, I felt it appropriate to do the self-care just so you guys.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For that human behavioral too,
Mhm.
is it possible I can take that a B time class?
At one point it was. We usually don't have.
You
a
was
lot.
teaching?
Well, no.
I don't want to take it unless you're teaching it. So you need to talk to somebody. It's okay. I'm gonna just force my advisor because I'm not taking it if you're not teaching it. I'm not gonna lie.
You'll do fine. You'll love it.
Who else teaches?
It's usually an adjunct, so it's 36.
It's who?
Who are the ones that you guys don't like? An adjunct. Who's the adjunct?
I don't even know who the rest of the professors is that teach this class. I don't know. I just know you. Yeah, bet you I get in this class.
You'll do okay.
I'm not taking it.
The only teacher I had so far is you when it came in my social work class. That means the first person that I had besides you.
She's
Cause
good.
because I had you for intro to social work.
Okay.
So for intro to social work, I had Dr. Hunt. I love her.
Yeah,
Oh my
see?
God. Love Dr. Hunt.
See?
For social welfare, I had Miss Beyonce. That's my advisor. I love
Okay.
her. But
See?
I took a B-term class, and that was like the easiest class ever.
See?
Like,
Even easier than mine.
yeah, social welfare was so easy.
That's hilarious.
Social welfare was so easy, and I thought it was gonna be hard because it was a
We
B-term
got so
class.
much going on in my social work class. It's ridiculous. When I went Tuesday, it was nobody there. It was like
Your social welfare, who your professor?
Diamond. But she talked about people cheating on an open book test that we took.
Really?
in 12.
It's open book. How did you?
She
You
talked about
supposed to cheat.
That is kind of funny.
no, she said people had the same exact extended response and stuff.
Really?
And she said